Gemini, welcome back for your twin flame reading. Those of you who are new, a big warm welcome. If you choose to subscribe, we do regular live sessions on the channel. So I think last month it was about 11 live sessions with psychic updates as to the things I was sensing. These are very new. I am creating a new channel that will be different. It will be more of an overview connected to the twin flame journey, very different to these reads. Now, the way in which I've pulled this read is due to the fact that we are in the Venus aspect of things, moving into the 16th. It can be very distorted frequencies coming through where we're becoming very confused. We also will be reflecting upon what we do want, what we don't want, failures in the journey, failures connected to previous connections. So both frequencies can come through in the read. And especially since we're all singularly doing this healing process and meditating upon what we feel directly connected to, it's really going to come through in the reads until the 16th. As of the 16th, I will be doing an update, and you can tune back in and see how that has transitioned. And if you are needing additional support during this time frame between now and the 16th, the link is directly below, and you can book a reading and I can help you work with your blocks. Now, let's have a look at your crowning energy. Okay, Gemini, it might be that you feel super sensitive during this transition with the frequencies and the downloads that you're experiencing, looking at the journey, looking at the connection, looking at past tense love interests, and, you know, is the grass greener on the other side? Do I just, you know, walk away from this, or do I continue to invest in the connection? Okay, it may be that you're being very critical or having a harsh eye with this situation, or directly towards yourself. Again, it can be due to past tense connections, and, you know, especially if you guys aren't together and if you're in a soulmate energy or a karmic connection, there can be at the moment discord till you can get to a place where you're whole and then move towards, you know, your spiritual path of what you feel is correct for you. Now, in your life, there can be a lot of discord happening when it comes to your meditation on connections, on how you see them, on what you feel you're deserving of. It may also be where you feel you had been betrayed, backstabbed, not treated correctly, and a lot of I wouldn't say internalization, you're in your mind quite a bit about it, and it's making you feel very agitated. There may have been gossip connected to this, and it might be something of an old nature that you're going back over at a mental level, or you're looking at the connection and what it caused, and, you know, where there was conflict and how to move beyond that. Again, it could be something you're meditating upon that's happening in counterparts' life, or vice versa. Energies can shift. So look at their sign as well and see what's coming through. This can be very separate to your actual twin that's coming through for a purge, especially when we're going through karmic cycles and learning things, which they don't necessarily come from just romantic partners. They can also come from workplaces, parents, children, etc. So karmic frequencies come through in many shapes and forms. Counterparts energy, they're really letting go, and it might be the control related issues, letting go of that, or feeling do they have to walk away because something isn't evolving. And this again can go back and forward, and it can also be to do with, you know, the blocks or the way they were trying to stare connections or feel about connections, letting go of blocks and burdens, really going into hermit mode to see the truth of the matter and go into that shadow aspect of self to feel what exactly is going on and what is the reality. And again, it is very distorted reality right now between now and the 16th. So even if we feel we have stumbled across a snag and we're choosing a separate path, by the time the 16th comes around, we may actually do a complete 360. So we do need to just be in those vibrations and sense them and try and achieve what we can to gain that clarity. Again, if you do need a booking, come through and I'll help you meditate upon it, psychically tune into it so we can see what's happening. There may have been manipulation, or it might have been something you're meditating upon, how you felt you were directly manipulated, or separate people did this to you. But again, it can be old frequency. You really do know how this is going to go. So regardless of whatever's going on, what you are letting go of is what you know you need to, and it can be the blocks in the connection within union. can also be a time where you're retreating. Not necessarily this healthy if you're always doing this, but I don't think that's so. I feel it's a temporary frequency. And, you know, the separation is causing challenges for those of you who feel this. But look, we can even be in connections and feel a separateness, especially when we're purging. It may be that they don't have as much energy to do what they need to do right now due to the purge. Between you, there is going to be movement. What that's going to be will be shown by the 16th. At the heart of the matter, you're really looking at where you had good luck and where you had bad luck. And at the moment, it might feel that you're going through a transition of bad luck, or meditating upon the past frequencies of bad luck and what bodes well and what doesn't. Getting very disorientated or disillusioned by, can this come to fruition the way you hoped and dreamed? Hopes are going to return at the end of the frequency, where we're going to gain clarity on what is correct for both parties and in our own lives if we're separate. But there may be, it may have caused you to be, by the end of the week, to feel very run down and unwell. So really try and keep yourselves grounded, both of you, or in your own life, especially, how do I put it? Make sure that you are keeping your health in check during the process. It may be impacting you because you have a lot of burdens. It is a very fast, tensed energy coming between now and the 16th. It's almost like we feel this urgency in us. That is because Mercury is going to be going retrograde on the same day Venus goes direct. So we can make silly mistakes, or miscommunication can be problematic during this time. Okay. And I do feel a very nervous energy, almost like you're anticipating something coming. Okay, your earth-based frequency. So what's holding you in the direct situation you're in right now, at a good or bad level, or what you're directly dealing with at a very 3D level, is learning to have the patience and, you know, really having this, for those of you who aren't together, longing for what you want. Having the realization that the yearning is telling you something in the connection. Now, again, like I said, the energies and the frequencies, especially within the twin flame connection, can bounce and cross, but we each have this in us both. What's up in the air? What are they trying to manifest? What are their thoughts or their fears? Which is very 4D in the fear-based frequency and 5D of their higher self speaking to themselves. You know, really looking at their finances and, you know, are they working to avoid the aspect of the conflict, or are they working through things? You know, who manipulated them? Who, really deciphering between who's real and who's not, what is and what isn't. At a passionate level, helping or hindering, it could be blocks and vices. Okay, they're using their passion in a very positive way. They're using it in a way that they're moving towards their hopes over running away from their hopes. Okay, in their emotional sense, which is their fear-based frequencies, as well as what their higher self is telling them, and where their heart is and their emotions, and perhaps any core wounds. Actually directly having compassion to what has transpired through karmic energies and through previous connections to understand what you've physically gone through, and really having that real, you know, look at each other and knowing that both of you have gone through horrendous times and beautiful times together. But in general, doing this energy very separately, where they're having more understanding and light about their situation and towards the bigger picture as a whole. Now, as I said, I am going to be doing an update as of the 16th to see what decisions they're going to be making in relation to the twin flame journey. They're really learning how to do that and how to be open, and how to directly communicate with you and others collectively. There is a lesson coming through this of where their emotions are. So the lesson is in listening to their emotions and knowing what makes them abundant, and not looking at you perhaps as the enemy any longer. Love and light. I'll see you mid-month. Otherwise, if you want to join the live sessions, come through and we can give you the updates.